Alrighty, Rooski. Oh boy, howdy. Hello, howdy, hey there, folks. Hope you're doing well today. I hope you're doing amazing today. Hope you're all ready to suffer at least a little bit with me. We're gonna be getting pretty much right on into it here, and I'm hoping for the best on this run. We'll see. Did some reevaluation and possibly some ideas in mind. Hey there, Lulu. Welcome to the chat. And yes, it is the Elden Ring. It is time for Eldering on a ring. In theory, though, we should possibly have the run in the bag. I've done some reevaluating and just some ideas have come to mind on how to think things through, I guess, later on in the run. In theory, these new changes should actually make a significant enough difference. Like, in this case, we're no longer gonna be doing this Y. We're just gonna be keeping it pretty ballsy on the run, so we'll see. You had a pretty crazy time with Elden Ring. It's a fun game. It's a really fun game. Or else I probably wouldn't dedicate legitimately so much fucking time to it. I dedicate way too much time to this game in all seriousness, but I love the game a lot, so... But it's kind of hard not to have a crazy time with this game. There's too much to do in this game that otherwise you will always have a new experience every single time. Even on something like this, frankly, where the runs have always been, well, more or less, like, the runs have kind of gotten narrowed down to a very specific and precise manner. How they function is just always very... yeah. Your build was broken? Nice. Admittedly, most builds in this game can be broken. Most builds in this game can be broken. Couple prerequisites, of course, every single time, but... I mean, yeah, definitely. Like, what was yours in particular that was busty? Oh, God, we're back again. Same run as always, same run every single time, more or less, to start everything off, and then we start running around and collecting all the shit that we need for the rest of the run. I don't mind it, though. It's like a weird level of catharsis, frankly. I'm not going to call it meditation, because I don't think I get quite so much relaxation from doing this, but I do get quite a lot of enjoyment out of just doing the collectathon that is the beginning of the game. It's a lot of fun. Alright, let's see. How's our luck today? We're gonna get some stones for free. Alright, no stone off first one. How about number 2 here? Nope, no stones from him. Okay, how about him? One more. Damn, okay. Honestly, that's actually... that's... fair enough. I guess we're starting off with slightly rough luck then in that case. Not a single drop off of any of them. Not even stones or anything in that variety. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, so with what I mentioned, I guess, before, we actually will be getting the balls in this case, and the balls will be a primary for us for the beginning of the run, in all seriousness. So the balls will ultimately play a decent enough part starting the run off. But that'll be a little bit later when we actually start seeing the balls get put into use and get used. But we get the flail there because the flail essentially makes it a lot easier to actually get the balls in this case. Otherwise, we just have a piss-ass time of actually making that happen. So. It's a no-hit run? Yeah, it's a no-hit run. That's the goal here. No hit, any percent. If we end up getting the run, admittedly, then at that point... afterwards, we'll probably do a victory lap, but we need to get there first, so.
It will some torrent treat him with
Let's see here. Don't need anything off of you just yet. And the kukri do need to be equipped immediately. Alright, let's go ahead and real quickly change it over to daytime. We do not want to be running around in the nighttime to start things off. Nighttime is generally more dangerous because of the night scav in this case, but also there's just a couple more like small random events that take place during the nighttime that can be slightly more risky. In this case, really it comes down to things like the bats. The bats are surprisingly more risky when you can take a single hit off of them. Like, they're obviously not a challenge, but like getting a single hit and the run's done, so yeah, it's just safer to run around, funny enough, in the daytime for the most part. So but I think at this point, we're just essentially making our way downtown, walking fast, eat some ass, and we're heading towards Weeping Peninsula. We go to Weeping a little sooner than later, only because Weeping does have like a handful of things that otherwise benefit the run. Nothing terribly crazy that's in Weeping. Just a handful of Smithy 2s in this case, and I think otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's infinite kukri in Weeping as well, which is useful because that's our main source of stealth for the most part. But yeah, there we go. Cool. Oh, that's cool, Lulu. Nice. Alright. I think... yeah, we haven't missed anything yet at this point, so we're good to go. We're fine. I don't know why I'm like questioning these little bits right now as much as I am, because I already know the route. I know exactly what I'm doing. I think it's more or less just kind of a muscle memory thing versus like a memory thing. Muscle memory is almost entirely kicked in at this point, and it's kind of carrying me down the road. So. Oh, weird, we lost aggro. Okay. Alright, there's the one Smithy 2 on the road. Merchant in front of us, I think he has one Smithy 2 as well, and then Beach Merchant has another Smithy, another pile of Smithy 2s. So we get a total of 5 for coming to Weeping. We don't really need any of them just yet, because, well, we just don't. But it's still nice to kind of get these things covered. Yeah. Infinite Kukri, Smithies, and Smithy 2s. Okay, cool. There we go. And I think in this case, we're just going to go ahead and go on down towards Weeping Beach. Just to go ahead and get that run knocked out of the way. I don't really... I don't think we need to make any extra stops on our way down. I'm not going to worry, I think, about getting the tier that I normally bother getting while I'm on this route. It doesn't actually make reasonable sense for me to even worry about it. So we're not going to worry about it. Alright, real quickly, regain stamina. Go, cool. So blame it on a friend right now, but admittedly right now at the moment, I've been playing a lot more of Skyrim again. All of their adventures that they've been having with Skyrim here recently has pretty much inspired me to start playing Skyrim again. Mostly on my own accord, but it's kind of one of those, like, yearly addiction things where it's like, I want to play through Skyrim because I want to do the stupid, overpowered stealth archer mage build, blah 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 blah. All that shit combined, and then also just use the fun exploits that exist in the game. Usually just kind of how it goes, more or less. But, like, I don't know, it's kind of... I think my... Okay, please. Thank you. Thank you, Torrent. I would kind of equate it to essentially being my, it's like my hot cup of cocoa. I would almost equate it as. Like a nice hot cup of cocoa during a winter day, more or less. And just the sense of, like, you don't really need to do it, but God, does it just kind of feel good to do it, more or less. And it's essentially just boiled so heavily into the system that it is just essentially tradition at this point. So, I like it. I like it. I have a good time with that. I think in the same vein of me, like, being an addict to doing runs like this at this point, it's really funny. Like, I know resetting runs sounds like a misery to probably a lot of people, but I do get a general source of enjoyment out of doing this. Because building builds in this game has always been fun. It genuinely has always been fun. Okay. That's essentially everything that we need to do that way. Now at this point we can go ahead and pivot. Start heading around the other way in Limgrave. And with the other way handled in Limgrave, then at that point, I mean, we're doing pretty well for the most part. Like, this will be fine. Early game, though, is always fine. Like, early game, almost no issues arise, so. Alright, so strength overall, we want our strength to be leveled up to 19 before we encounter really, like, before we're doing essentially any damage. Before we have any actual, like, fight-based encounters, we need to get our strength up to 19. And by that point in time, we'll have a couple things essentially on lock. We'll have balls up to +9. We'll have the flask with both the strength and the charge attack fizz. We'll have Cragblade, and I think I'm not missing anything. Oh, Radagon Sword Seal. We'll have Radagon Sword Seal as well. So, the setup for some of these things feels very, very intricate, and I think it's because it kind of ends up being that way. But I do enjoy it. I've been enjoying kind of figuring out the formula to make a lot of these things happen. So that way we're hitting the barrier needed for these things, but at the same time we're also not having to overextend. Because in any cases where we have to essentially overextend, we're already kind of in a losing ratio just because of the fact that it takes more effort, obviously. Once I think I get over to this rock, I'm going to hop off Torrent for 2 seconds to two-hand the katana. Essentially want to do that to make sure that when I'm fighting against this knight up here that gives us Golden Vow, we just already have our katana exactly as is. Alright, one strike. Boom. And a plunge. Beautiful. Easy, cake, not even a problem. Alright. So, we don't need it though. It's fucking... I'm just putting myself at risk by doing that little jump right there, so we're not going to do that. That's actually highly stupid. Where's the root resin spot right here? There it is. I probably don't even need that much root resin in the grand scheme of things, but it's good for me to get it, so that way we just have it for later. We don't need to do anything at all with Bernal. Bernal, for right now, gets to keep breathing. Good for him. Okay, come on. Come on, Rock. I know you know that I know I can stand right here and do this. You're lying. Okay, fuck it, fine, whatever. I guess it's gonna be fighting me today. I've done that before, and it definitely does fucking work. It just apparently decidedly is like, nah, I don't really want to do it today. Fuck you. Alright. Little bit of money. Ooh, that was close. I almost fucked myself over there. That would have been a little bit embarrassing. Teensy weensy bit. I am pretty sure... Yeah, no, I definitely did. Okay, no, I did. Alright, then in that case, let's not worry about that check. Let's go back to War Master Shack, and let's keep pushing onwards. Go across the bridge. Oh, take a quick sip of my coffee here. Alright, cool. I should not need that much root resin, grand scheme of things, but I'd rather have the extras just because. Like, it really... Having extra doesn't cost me extra effort, it just simply means I have extra, right? So... I don't need that beef jerky right there, because the beef jerky just doesn't really matter to me. It could maybe potentially provide me some level of a benefit in certain spots, but it's not really doing a lot of favors. So, don't need this grace. We're not coming back for Alexander. In fact, actually, funny enough, on this run, we don't even have to murder Alexander because, well, we don't need the Ash of War buff for Cragblade, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't think this merchant sells me anything in particular that I want. I mean, there's the smithy stones. I guess he does provide me that. I'm gonna say... Nah, fuck it. I don't need that. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. We don't need that. We're gonna be getting the bell bearing later anyways, so it's totally not required. Even better, actually, we're gonna be getting the bell bearing and actually have a weapon that's gonna completely decimate the mining crew. So we'll be cooking pretty well. I guess I could approach this two ways here. So I'm gonna approach it the slightly slower way, I think, in this case, but I'm gonna still come back for the second graveyard that's across the way. We'll do it once we're collecting the green turtle talisman, which we'll probably do sooner than later, because I mean, we can actually just do that sooner than later. It's not that deep. Likewise, I guess since we're in the area. Actually, yeah, this lines up pretty well, because we are going to start doing patches. Patches will start being on our hit list. So it actually makes sense for us to get Artist Shack in this case. So we'll get Artist Shack. Artist Shack will essentially allow us to get down to patches later on here, once we actually have our build established. And in the meantime, at least, we can just continue on with our routing. Go. Alright, cool stuff. And this should just be fall damage. Oh, not even. Cool, nice. There we go, okay. Here's the thing, we don't need to murder Kenneth, but I want to murder him. So I think, you know what, honestly, yeah, Kenneth gets to die regardless. And fuck it, I want a seed.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested.
It's a personal grudge.
Great Kenneth Height, servant to the true. Goodness gracious, last.
There we go. Alright, wait for the full death. There we go. Runes popped, and we're good to go. Okay, cool. And Kenneth dies a nice and miserable death. We go and move along with our lives, and now we can go ahead and get over to Third Church in this case. And I think I like this better anyways for the routing sake, because I don't like the idea of having to drop down from over that side just because of that graveyard over there. It's, I don't know, just arguably... It's a crappy graveyard in the first place. It is a very crappy gravesite to actually loot. And it doesn't really result in a lot. And very often I feel like I'm gonna die from going over there and then leaving the area. So I would prefer, in this case, to make it something I can just warp out of. It just makes more sense. Alright, do that. We're gonna head back up one more time real quickly here to, guess in this case, summon water. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and go get the green turtle talisman while we're in town. We don't need our stone sword keys for really anything as far as I can tell. So luckily the stone sword key we got is pretty much the one we need. Otherwise, yeah, we don't have to overthink it. Alright, please don't accidentally... In particular of everything to aggro here, hopefully not a dragonfly. You fucking game. What did I fucking say? Luckily, I don't think the dragonflies will come underground, but... There we go. Okay, cool. Alright, third church. Then we do our loop around over to Kenneth Height. Or rather, Fort Height. And the one thing I don't necessarily like as much with this direction that we're taking right now is that it doesn't make it as convenient to get the Axe Talisman, but we're not going to worry about getting the Axe Talisman just yet. We're going to actually wait to get that until after we've gotten the Beast Torch. Because, in all seriousness, that should make us just a little bit safer. And yes, we do collect almost everything that's in our path, more or less, just because OCD is a hell of a drug. And yeah, that's really all there is to that story. Okay, I don't remember where the exact drop is right here, but this should be safe. Yeah, that was fine. Cool. Alright, we're not going to worry about this merchant right here just yet. I don't think the merchant actually even sells anything that I reasonably want. It's more like just going over to get the shit that's from them. Yeah, we should be fine. We don't need that one. Alright, get this Grace. Go ahead and do Fort Height. Of course, getting caught on that tree lid. I gotta remember the fact that that tree will almost always catch me like that. I'm surprised that there was 0 ballista shots there. That's not normal, admittedly. That's, like, incredibly, incredibly not normal. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, this one piss-ass rat. Beautiful. Roll up here nice and slow. There he is. There's the bozo. Alright, cool. And hopefully that jump didn't accidentally activate the rat that was beneath me, because that would be a little unfortunate. Have everything we need, essentially, for this guy. And about right here. Line up the kukri. Kukri. Run on over. Give him a nice little back massage real quickly. 2 steps back. Okay, that was not how that was exactly supposed to go, but we got away with it. Yeah, we got away with it. That actually was... okay, that was a little griefed. The backstab didn't line up, unfortunately, but I'm just glad to see that he did not fuck us over with something worse. So... admittedly, I think at this point, like, if it's anything under the first hour, then we'd probably just reset, realistically, because... we're kind of in the range, realistically, now, where it's like, you either get the run or you don't. I mean, don't get me wrong, a PB of 8 hits is still definitely, like, beatable, but if we could just get the run, it doesn't start with the run getting hit in, like, the first hour, admittedly. Getting hit and setup is not ideal, so... oh, right, yeah, I gotta remember this guy right over here. Bop. Okay, I think, in this case, a kukri about right here will do it. Trying to mess around with the placement just a little bit. Because I want to bait them, essentially, to walk into the explosive barrels. So that way I can blow them up, essentially, right? That's what we were looking for. Beautiful. Alright, cool. I like the fact that they still had the one guy there that essentially said, nah, I fucking see right through your gimmick. I see right through the ruse. I don't... I'm cool with it. It's just funny at that point, honestly, but... anyways, off to Caleb. No, yeah, that was too goody. I had to think about that for 2 seconds longer than I really should have. Okay, cool. There we go. I don't even know why I bothered stealthing there for 2 seconds. There's literally no reason to stealth there. That golem... why am I blanking on the fucking thing's name right now? Well, this is weird. I just suddenly had, like, an absolute fucking brain fart of I can't remember the fuck that thing is called. Guardian? No, it's not a Guardian. Whatever. Alright, hit him with an arrow, causes aggro. See, I think what's disappointing about that is the fact that it didn't even look like that was gonna hit me. It didn't really look like that was gonna hit me, admittedly. It just kind of did. So, sure, fuck it. Why not? Glad we got that one out of the way now instead of later, I suppose, but... damn it. Mother... come on! That was fucking dumb. That was really... that was stupid. Oh well, I guess get it out of the way. Get the dumb shit out of the way now. Alright. Let's do... I like Darth Crinkle. Meh. Darth Kringus. Darth Crimus? Darth Crimus. Darth Crimus? Yeah. There we go. Darth Crimus. That's such a fucking dumb hit, too. And yes, I'm counting it because, yes, it fucking hit Torrent, even though, you know, Torrent isn't me, technically speaking. Unfortunately, Torrent's fat fucking ass got in the way of the hit, but, I mean, it still counts. Alright, away we go again. Alright, yeet. Yaw. Okay. Alright, and essentially, same thing as before. Maybe I'll change the way we route this ever so slightly to see if it somehow speeds things up just a teensy bit. I highly fucking doubt that it will, in all seriousness, but I mean, fuck it, I guess. Let's actually, you know what? I think I have a good way of simplifying some of this, so that way we're not having to do quite as much. In theory, let's not worry about running down to Weeping just yet. We can save Weeping for a little bit later. Weeping essentially is just a running simulator anyway, so let's save Weeping for after we're done looting looting the majority of what we loot out of Limgrave, and we'll pretty much come back to Weeping once we've gotten the Beast Torch, because the Beast Torch will ultimately help towards looting everything towards Weeping anyways, so. Let's see here. We're gonna see how much we can get reasonably done in about an hour and a half, admittedly. That's ultimately the game plan right now. Within an hour and a half, we should have a majority of what we kind of want done, assuming, you know, we don't fucking do that again. But that's at least the idea for now. Who knows? Maybe Death Christmas will have a little bit more luck. A little bit of luck goes a long way. It's in fact probably a part of the reason why I got fucked over there is because the game just said, nah, fuck you, you ain't lucky enough. Alright, like I said, he has like a teensy tiny little baby amount more of luck, but sure, we'll take it. Alright, I think what we'll do here is I'm actually going to go for this grace instead, considering my plan is to ultimately wrap around and head towards Weeping instead of heading towards Weeping immediately. This will just make us a little bit more mobile anyways, in theory. There is one thing I guess I am missing by not going this way, or by going across the bridge, and that's a single smithy stone, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just accept that. Like, that's okay, we don't need a single smithy stone, we can get plenty. Alright. Oh, wait, nope. No. We still do need to do one thing over here. Can't forget it. What's funny is this guy can definitely see me doing what I just did to him. And, like, I don't know, like, you have to, I guess, respect his resolve. Alright, is that guy going to blow his horn? Nah, he was thinking about it, though. Anyways, flail acquired. Now we can go ahead and do everything we just got done doing, but again. I wonder if it's technically... I don't know. Maybe it would be slightly more efficient to actually get the Grace up here and then hop down this way and then wander around. It might be, in theory, at least. Alright. Do this. We're going to get Strength here, go get Golden Vow, then we're going to wrap around, go to Bernal, go to Graveyard, so on and so forth. I guess I go ahead and two-hand this now, since I'm probably not going to be toggle swapping to go ahead and regain stamina any faster. We shouldn't, in theory, need it for this little section. Like, the giant's going to aggro, but the giant can't follow us down here, so... I don't actually know where the wolf triggers are down here, but... I'm glad that I've been lucky enough to not accidentally activate them. They're not really that bad, the wolf triggers, but it can be a little annoying having the wolves on your butt. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. You know what, actually, instead of doing that, why don't I'm going to route this like I would maybe normally do it, and instead I'm going to actually head this way early, and we'll take the Bernal, we'll deal with Bernal on a graveyard pathing instead. That way I can essentially say I've gone down this way, I'm already down this way, get our Grace and everything, and then we'll warp back, and then we'll go run towards the graveyard and then Bernal. That seems reasonable enough. Of course, this guy's giving me a weird route, but whatever. Don't need anything from this guy, so we're not even going to think about it. Still going to get this Grace because it'll give us Turtle Talisman and also give us access to two different graveyards. So, yes. And shit, honestly, with how my luck was there, I might just very well say fuck it, and we're just going to go to Caelid now, instead of doing nearly as much, because I don't want to run into another Dragon Tail. I don't think I've really had that issue that frequently on this run overall, but, like, it's just a little unfortunate that it would happen in the first place. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, that's my missing Smithy Stone. Yeah, that's the missing Smithy Stone that I got on the bridge initially, so cool. We essentially don't even have to think about it much. There it is. There it was. Alright. Alright, unfortunately for Mr. Height, he still has to die. It's entirely personal. GG's get fucked.
Is anybody there? Someone who might be interested in rescuing the... Goodness gracious blast! What you done it?
Shouldn't have taken 4 kicks, admittedly, but we'll take it anyways because he's dead, and that's all we care about. And there's the runes. Save quit. Okay, cool. Alright, there's our seed. Beautiful. Alright, and let's go ahead and go loot this graveyard. Then we're going to go ahead and essentially just go knock out Caelid now. Caelid probably, admittedly, should have just been a priority of mine anyways, considering, like, it's fucking Caelid. Caelid, ironically enough, there's not a lot of, like, superbly dangerous things that can hit you. It's a dangerous place. But that's only if you go there and you actively attempt to get hit. Then yeah, it's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt. It's a very painful place to be, because it's gonna... Yeah, you're gonna get hit. But that's only if you go there to get hit. You know? Like, if you're going there for fighting, then yeah, it's gonna be bad. Otherwise, honestly, it's really not that bad. And don't get me wrong, the Dragon Tail really didn't do me many favors there, but, yeah. It's a little unfortunate that the one time I would be running through that area, the dragon would completely fuck things up for me. But, it'd be better to do Fort Height first or Caelid first. You know what, I've already made up my mind. Let's go Caelid first. Alright, now, the shit that just happened with the dragon should surely not happen to me twice in a row. That would be a little bit unfortunate, in all seriousness. But, this is only 11 minutes in. So instead of a whole 27 minutes wasted, it's only 11 minutes wasted at this point. If it goes poorly. The dragon is facing me. You know, assuming it doesn't turn around in like the next 2... God fucking damn it, he did exactly what I said for him not to do. Alright, what's it gonna be? He aggroed to it, and I don't... God damn it. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Alright. Charlie, tail swipe? Tail swipe. Good dragon. Don't do 2, you fucker. I swear, I really have not had him screw me over like that before, as far as these runs stand, but... Oh wow, that's actually kind of crazy to me. A single shot actually was about 1% of his health. I know that sounds like, the fuck are you talking about, but at the same time, I'm just kind of surprised for all it's worth, because... I don't know, like, this is a standard bow with a standard arrow at +0. The fact that it did any sort of, like, meaningful chunk of damage is kind of a surprise to me. At least it looks like 1% of the health bar. Alright, cool. I swear to God, if I got fucking hit by lightning for the first time ever there, I would have been a little bit peeved. I might have very well just said, fuck it, we're in extreme on the spot. That would have actually been probably the most biggest indicator to be like, nah, I think we lost it, Chief. I think it's done. I actually don't even really know if those lightning strikes can hit you. Because I've genuinely never been hit by them. But I also wouldn't be surprised. Alright, get this grace. We are going to run across the way. Go get the Beast Torch. Once we're done getting the Beast Torch, then we can come back here to Fort Faroth, get ourselves the Radagon Source Seal, as as well as the Dectus half that's chilling here. And then we pretty much make our mad dash on down towards the beach, essentially. Go, grab that. Awesome. Right, we still have our flask. Flask needs to be re-equipped. There we go. Good. I'm trying to think of all that we get down here over to our right. And you know what? Honestly, I'm going to do it anyways. It's not the most important loot pile in the world that's down here, but there is a rune arc, and there's also a +9 somber stone, which we don't use sombers on this run at all, as far as it stands, but it is money. So there we go. Cool. Otherwise, everything else in that little pile is not really worth it. Alright. Since I'm in the area and OCD requires it, we are going to get the map. Okay, good. None of the dogs are actually my problem right now. Do we come back to this guy for any other reason?
Well,
I don't actually think we do, so I think in this case we're fine to just sell that, purchase the Beast Torch, and sure, we'll buy 2 more arrows, because fuck it, honestly, the arrows do kind of come in clutch. Otherwise, we don't come back here for any reason, so we'll leave it at that. Okay. Alright, Beast Torch. There we go. Offhand the Beast Torch. Fire the Kukri. Do this. Do that. That was weird. I could have sworn I heard Mesmer for a minute. Kind of weird. That triggered both the ladies. Mad dash towards the stairs. And we're good to go. GG's. Yeah, it's weird. I could have sworn I just heard Mesmer for a minute. Huh. It's definitely not a randomizer. It is not a randomizer, so I don't know why I thought I heard him. But whatever. Anyways, Beast Torch does actually serve a pretty solid purpose here. These rats here, and also other various beast-like creatures and whatnot in the game, are affected by this, and will not attack you for a certain allotted amount of time while you have this equipped. And admittedly, like on an average day basis, that's not really that useful, because most people just say, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill the thing in front of me. I like runs like this, and I like gameplay like this, purely because it creates scenarios where these tools that otherwise are very niche suddenly become very, very impressive and very cool. The same way, like, a lot of shit that's in Minecraft, because, what was it, probably, geez, it's been a couple of months here, but I did a Skyblock survival for Minecraft not terribly long ago, and again, it's just a scenario of a shit ton of really small niche things that otherwise you would never fucking use this stuff in a normal playthrough, in all seriousness. But it's there, and it's totally possible. You can do it. And it's really funny because it kind of becomes, well, I wouldn't say OP in those senses, but it becomes imperative to the overall playthrough when you have to use them in that way. Okay. Interesting time for the game to shit the bed. It seems my controller DC'd for a second here. What the fuck is this? Hang on, what the fuck is this? I'm really confused on what just happened there. But we didn't die for it, so okay. Alright. Cool. We'll take it. I just really hope that that doesn't fucking happen again. Because I was not very happy about what just happened. That would have been really unfortunate in a lot of certain contexts. So I'm gonna need to figure out what the fuck just happened there, because it's not even that it, like, DC'd, it just seemed like it connected outside, or like it clicked something else for a second. It stopped, I don't know, like it stopped running the game for a minute. Grab that, dum-dum. Thank you. Still, either way, didn't really make me feel very warm and fuzzy, the fact that that just happened. Swear to God, if I lose a fucking run because, for some reason, the controller DCs out of nowhere, yeah, that would be probably not my happiest day. Alright. I think we do still actually need this grace. This is important enough. Once we're done here, then we head down to the beach. Or not down to the beach, but rather we head down towards Caelid. Fort Redmain, my bad. Go ahead and equip the torch now. Torch will actually have a purpose. Funny enough, we don't even need this map location, and I'm not even getting it because of OCD. I'm just getting it because it's actually safe. Because that bird right there, if you get too close to it, it will aggro, and a bird in this game is hands down one of the most dangerous things to be fucking pursuing you. So, yeah, we have a genuine enough reason to get that map. I'm gonna loot that corpse. It seems a bird died. Alright, well, hopefully some of these lads here die while we're in the area. Give us a little bit of extra money off their corpses, hopefully. Go. Grab this. And we're gonna real quickly go get Cragblade. There we go. Awesome. They're no longer aggroed to me. Good. And Caelid, for the time being at least, is done. We no longer have to come back to Caelid for at least a little while. Our next time we are actually in Caelid, we're going to have Burn All dead, and we're also going to have Assassin's Gambit by that point. So, good stuff. Let's go get Green Turtle, loot the graveyard, and I guess at that point then we'll be heading towards Kenneth. You know what, let's do Fort Height now, actually. I'd rather Fort Height happen sooner than later. Fort Height is enough of a point of contention that I would rather have that off the plate. Yeah, I would definitely rather have that off the plate. Sit down real quickly. Oh, right, yeah, I forgot we were gonna get Melanid.
Forgive me to determine if you
yeah, sure, fuck it, I guess we'll get warps now.
I can take gathering. Very let my hand.
I always forget the fact that her trigger is not based upon whether or not you've you're sitting down at a grace in a different area, or rather whether or not you've been to a different area. I always tend to forget that one, admittedly. Alright, just double checking here. We did end up getting Artist Shack, so good. That'll be good for later, when we actually go and get patches. We are going to be murdering patches on this run for sure. It is important enough to murder him. But in the meantime, let's go deal with Fort Height. And, I mean, it's probably not going to make a huge difference because of the extra little bit of statage we have now. But I imagine just because +5 to strength and dex, we might do slightly more damage. So, probably not going to make a huge amount of difference in any real capacity, but hey, fuck it, you know? It's something. It's essentially same routing as we did before. We're not changing that at all. Oh, thank you, OBS. I love it when you shit the bed. Fucking OBS. Alright, should be no fall damage. No fall damage. Good stuff. Jeez, OBS, really shit the bed on that one. Fucking went from a 5-second to a 10-second delay just like that. What the fuck, OBS? That doesn't even make reasonable sense to me. Fuck you, OBS. I believe I do still hold on to this money for right now. Don't need that. Do need this. Alright, we're still coming here at a reasonable time, so we're good to go. Shouldn't be running into any issues here. Alright, apparently we're just missing this jump apparently today. Okay, apparently we're missing it again. How about a third time? Okay, cool. I was kind of worried that that arrow would, for some reason, go right over his head. But, luckily it didn't. Questioning on whether or not I actually want the torch out right now. I don't think I do, because if I have the torch out, I'm kind of putting myself slightly at risk of getting spotted sooner, and I would really prefer that that not fucking happen. Yeah, technically it does distract the rats and whatnot, which is useful grand scheme of things, but still, it's one of those things of, it's kind of dangerous. Go. Actually, this extra damage might benefit this. One backstab at half health. Oh. No, that's so dumb. That's on me. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at what it is for right now, because apparently we're just fucking around. God damn it, that's... What? Wait. What the fuck is the luck of that? 27 minutes in, and it happens again. Okay, there might be a curse on me today, apparently. There might be a curse. Oh well, alright. We're gonna leave it at what it is. I would like to continue a run, at least. We're just going to continue on today, but this character will die by the end of the stream, so that much I guarantee. Like, I am gonna ultimately kill this character, but we're just going to keep rolling with the punches for right now. I prefer not to have a whole nother character reset for today. Alright, let's see here. The other thing, too, here is it's a good way for me to practice strats and whatnot. So, alright, do that. Alright, here they come. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, whoops, I just realized I forgot the other rat. Well, I mean, in theory, because I have the torch, the other rats should not be pestered by me at all, so... should just be able to do that and leave. God damn it. Wait, does this mean I've done Deathless, then? Yeah, Bird, I've done Deathless, like, a lot. I've done quite a few Deathless. Deathless has definitely happened before, for sure. Also, hey, Bird. Yeah. I know, we've done Deathless normal and Deathless randomized, so... And we've also essentially done Deathless for every single Soulsborne, save for DS2, but that's because DS2 just decided to go fucky-wucky on the connection, which was really entertaining. Man, do I love it when my internet shits the bed. Last you checked it, I was still on. Damn! Wow. Damn, Bird. It's been a while then. Are you sure you weren't maybe watching me when I was doing the Deathless Marathon, potentially? Because that was the last time I was doing Deathless Elden Ring. No, I was doing Deathless Elden Ring at that point in time, but otherwise, yeah, Deathless base Elden Ring happened like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago now, I think, at this point. It's been a while. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the good job. Now, if only I could avoid really fucking stupid hits and get this damn hitless. It keeps being just the dumbest fucking thing for me, apparently. Like, I shouldn't have even gotten hit there. I don't know what was going through my brain. Apparently, it was just sitting sideways for a minute. I don't know. Oh, man. That was embarrassing. That should have never happened for a hit. It's unfortunate Darth Crimus here is not going to be the champion that we needed, but... C'est la vie. I'm trying to think about this reasonably. Is there enough of a reason for me to come down this way? Like, I do get something out of coming this way, and that's a lot of Trina's Lilies. There is a lot of Trina's Lilies this way. But otherwise... I mean, I don't know, because I'm gonna be getting the Smithy Stone Bell Bearing, which will get me to +6. And I'm not picking up the Zweihander on this run anymore, so... I don't know, maybe I just cut out Weeping? Or at least I cut out Weeping to that point. I mean, I got my bleeding crafting book. I don't need the bleeding recipe or the bleeding piles that are up there anymore. We don't need that. Really, the main things I get out of coming this way is Trina's Lilies, single tier, access to a duping station, which I have not used the duping station at all, realistically. And then a couple Smithy 2s. I don't know. Maybe I don't need this. Because, I mean, I can buy 3 Trina's Lilies off the merchant that's right next to Height. And likewise, I really only need 3 sleeping pots to make fire giant, to make Godskin Duo manageable. That's like, if I'm doing everything correctly, that's all I need. I don't know. Maybe next run we don't come this way. Maybe next run we're not going to come this far. Maybe I might if I run into a brick wall, but I have a feeling that we may not need to come here anymore, realistically. Because I could probably do the cave system that I get the Smithy 1-2 out of with +3 balls and just be fine. Like, that in theory should be fine. I mean, I've done it on this run already, so I'm going to go ahead and commit to the bit, but... Yeah, I mean, in this case, I get a total of 5 Smithy 2s for coming all the way through Weeping, which, that's not bad. I mean, it's essentially almost half of what I need to actually get the weapon requirement. Also, there's the one Smithy 1 that I needed extra. Otherwise, I don't know. I just don't think I need it. Did I say balls? Yeah, I said balls. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe we don't hard commit to that much of Weeping going forward. Maybe we just go to the Kukri spot, and in all seriousness, maybe we don't even need the Kukri spot anymore, because yeah, it's nice, but is it required? No. Same time, it kind of incentivizes me actually going and getting the bell bearing, because then at that point I need the bell bearing to fully level my my weapons anyways. And like, Smithy 1 and 2 stones don't really cost a lot. So, I don't know, maybe that's the extra expense that I could kind of expend, considering otherwise I would normally be having to pump a shit ton into these Y-hander. So... Yeah, okay. Kind of making my case for me. You know, one thing I guess I didn't try out the other day, and whether or not it was going to be fine, is I didn't really do a whole lot of testing to see if the balls were going to be okay against Gillica. I have a feeling that it's going to be fine. It's just probably that it's not going to be the best damage type for her, in theory. So, but at that point in time, I should probably already have plus 12 balls. So we should be fine. You know what? I keep getting the tier over here, and I don't really need it, because the thing is we don't really upgrade. We don't need to upgrade our flask for shit. Not at all, actually. So I think I need to start cutting that out of my head to say I don't need to upgrade my flask so much. There's really no reason to do that. It's actually a waste of time. I do need this Grace, because this is how we're going to get the Faith Talisman, as well as... I mean, actually, it's really just for the Faith Talisman, but still.
You surprised no matter. Why don't? Oh, don't.
There we go. Go ahead and sell this off, because I don't need that crap. Sell all of that. He sells us another 3 Smithy 2s. Beautiful. Up to 8. And that means now we can get our bad boy up to a +5 any given minute. Since we're already kind of en route to be doing it anyways like this, we'll probably get our balls up to +6. And then we're just going to go do the cave system. Well, actually, no, never mind. We're not going to do that, because that would be wrong. That would be wrong for the routing. We're going to wait until after we've killed Bernal and made our way over to Mount Gelmir. Because then at that point we get ourselves Assassin's Gambit, and Assassin's Gambit just makes their life easy. I'm not going to bother getting the Fate Talisman yet, though. There's no reason to. Need help getting your balls up. Yeah, gonna have to hopefully level them up a little bit further, admittedly. But we'll get there. We'll get there. In all seriousness, honestly, with the testing I have been doing, and like the one thing I think I just wish... Oh yeah, look at that. That's another 2 lilies right there. Oh my god, OBS, really? You're shitting the bed again? Jesus, OBS. You're pathetic, OBS. What the fuck? Okay, I gotta be real, folks. If OBS is gonna keep shitting the bed like this, I might just need to fucking say, alright, cool, GG's. So, yeah, I think we might take this as the golden sign to be like, yeah, if OBS is gonna be shitting the bed this hard. I mean, we're all... Jesus Christ, we're up to a 15 fucking second delay, OBS. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually wrap up way shorter than usual here. Yeah, no, I think we are. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. I would love to keep the stream rolling, honestly, but if it's gonna keep doing this, I have to fucking figure this out. Because otherwise this is going to keep happening, and we're going to go from a 15-second delay to like a 30-second delay like shit, or something. So, yeah. No, we're not doing that. I'm sorry, folks. Honestly, I'll give you this for the end of the night, though. Say goodbye to Darth Grimace. Darth Grimace, we hardly knew ye. Eat a fat one. Good night. But yeah, we'll come back to it, I promise. It's just, unfortunately, it's seeming like it's not going to be tonight. But I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining me tonight if you joined me. I appreciate it a lot and a half. I'm sorry that the run did not get to get more meat on its bones than I really wanted to, frankly. But, assuming that we end up having less cursed energy tomorrow, things will go better tomorrow, for sure. So, anyhow, thank you for stopping in. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Please take good care of yourselves. And I will see you all later. That was not what I meant to do.